YouTube, I'm Danielle, and this is Kitchen Optimist. I'm a novice cook, but expert eater, taking on recipes that scare the sugar out of me 1 teaspoon at a time. Now, I'm not really a breakfast person. That does not mean that I don't like breakfast foods. I just tend not to like them at breakfast times. But one of my favorite brunch meals was at Sarabeth's. They made these lemon ricotta pancakes that were to die for. We are recreating one of my New York City culinary loves using the recipe from cookingclassy.com. I have not used any of her recipes. These are the only pancakes I like. And I think it's because the ones I've had have been sweet enough on their own that they did not require a dousing in maple syrup, which I find oppressively sweet. Sorry to my Canadian family. Please don't disown me. So here we go. Let's start. She uses a griddle, which I don't have, so I will be heating my pan closer to ready time. I'll start with the most tedious part of this process, which is zesting the lemons. So she says 1 to 2 tablespoons, depending on how lemony you want them. I love lemon. I love lemon zest almost more. So we're gonna go for the 2. Now for a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I'm now combining my dries, all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. 1½ cups of flour, only 3½ tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now whisking for 20 seconds, which seems very specific, and I like specificity. And now I have to make a well in the middle, into which I will deposit my wets when the time comes, I'm assuming. I don't know what this step accomplishes. I'm a rule follower, so I'm doing it, but I'd be just as happy not to. Now in a separate large, or in my case medium, prep bowl, I have 1 set. I have 1 large. This is what I got. I'm adding in milk, the ricotta, eggs, and vanilla. I'll start with the eggs so it'll be easier to pick up the shells in case I have any issues with cracking them neatly. 3 eggs. And not a shell in sight. I'm gonna pre-whisk these a little bit so they're at least broken up when I add the other wets. I am only doing this because my bowl is medium and not large. 3/4 of a cup whole milk ricotta. Teaspoon of vanilla. Best hack I've invented, which was probably what that was intended for anyway. And a cup of milk that I need this for, so I have to decant my lemon juice. She doesn't specify whole or reduced fat milk. I went with whole. She does say you can use reduced fat ricotta. I still went with whole. Now I whisk this together. Doesn't have a specific amount of time here, so I think it seems combined. Okay, now we're adding a tablespoon of melted butter, the lemon zest, and the lemon juice, and mixing to combine. She says it will curdle, which it definitely is, and that's totally fine. The next step is combining the wets to the dries and mixing until just combined. Pour it in the well. It has overflowed said well. I am now a bit anxious as to whether or not I got my proportions right. And it is too late now. She does say it should be lumpy, that means you'll get fluffy pancakes. So I'm gonna stop whisking now. Allegedly, this produces 13 pancakes. All right, let's get to the stove. I feel like I should be able to get more than 1 onto this pan, but I might end up with a conjoined twin pancake. I'm waiting for bubbles to appear on the surface and for the bottom to get golden brown. I mean, there's definitely some bubbles. Oh, golden brown. We got some golden brown action under here. Okay, let's do it. Oh no. What was once 2 is now 1. Oh no. Okay, well, this is happening. I can't move it yet, so I guess that's where it's staying. Let's check how we're doing underneath there. I think we're golden brown. Okay guys, that is my first successful, if a little bit wonky, pancake. Maybe I would go a little smaller so I have the space to properly flip. Oh, damn it! Well, slightly more successful. Ooh, that was not amazing. Any suggestions on how to avoid leaking innards every time I flip these pancakes be greatly appreciated. Damn it, every time. Damn it! Okay, my favorite part of the cooking process, the eating process. Now, without tasting them, I have discovered a hole in my knowledge base, skill I need serious work on developing, and that's flipping pancakes. I don't have a round pancake. Here, this is a good example. Everything, when I flipped it, splurted out to the side. So none, not a one of my pancakes are picturesque. They all are unique. Every single one of them. And because my husband doesn't eat carbs during the week, I am the only one who will be eating these. So for those of you concerned with the fact that I am manhandling each one of these woefully un-Instagrammable pancakes, rest assured, it's just me. Let's try eating these. She does say to stir them with powdered sugar or a syrup. I will put the powdered sugar on shortly. I just want to see what they taste like without it. I actually also have some blueberries, which she also suggests. All right, I guess I like it better with the powdered sugar. I think the Sarabeth's ones had a little more sweetness in the pancakes. So if I made it again, I would probably experiment with increasing the amount of sugar I use. It is like a very light hint of lemon. So I'm really glad I did the 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Well, I mean, I guess sort of they're good enough. They don't quell my hankering for a Sarabeth's lemon ricotta pancake. That could also be user error. I want them to be a little lemonier. I want them to be a little sweeter. I could see making them again if we had people over for brunch. Except that I can't flip them to save my life. I can see how a griddle would be better. I could really only sort of get to in my pan, and it's a pretty big pan, but because of the curve on the side, it limits the appropriate flat surface area. I won't use a griddle though. I don't even know what you use a griddle for other than pancakes and grilled cheese, which I'm also not a big eater of. So if I were to make them again when people come over for brunch in this hypothetical scenario, I would use 2 pans because each individual one cooks pretty quickly. Then the other ones are getting cold, so other people are eating and you're just the hired cook in your own kitchen. That's fine. I mean, they taste fine. If I could make them slightly more aesthetic, I would serve them to people. I probably would anyway, depending on how close we are and how judgy they are, which might be not the same people as how close we are. I wouldn't never make them again. I'm also not super excited to do it. So let's talk numbers. I got around 16 pancakes, which means that are probably a little smaller than hers. And from the gathering of ingredients to the measuring and the mixing to the actual cooking, it took me 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 56 seconds. There's always the doing something for a first time tax, but they're not like super quick. I would rather just go to Sarabeth's and do it. I don't really want to work for an hour to eat this. Now, in terms of prices, the ingredients cost $52.66, and the equipment was $88.92. The biggest ticket item being the large nonstick pan. Like I always say, you probably have a lot of this in your house, so you wouldn't be buying it anew. Real basic things. The only thing I would see myself having to buy specifically to make this would be the ricotta, simply because it spoils quickly. So the total cost is $141.58. Commonplace stuff, commonplace equipment. A success, but not an overwhelming one. My biggest fail here is that, man, I do not know how to flip a pancake. But I confronted a fear. I tried something new. It's not about being perfect like my pancakes. It's about trying things that scare me and minimizing the anxiety around trying out things that I might not be good at, which I hate. The recipe again is from cookingclassy.com. It will be linked below. I will definitely check out more of her recipes. I encourage you to do so as well. I'm Danielle. This is Kitchen Optimist. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget, stay sweet.